Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White-Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about the speaking voice, in particular, the executive voice. And this is speaking for people that are authority, teachers, people who work in the corporate world. I have seen over the years that there are three things that public speakers or people who are in authority struggle with when it comes to their speaking voice. Number one is becoming tired. People who speak all day, either as a teacher or on the phones or dealing with training, can have vocal fatigue. The second thing is being loud enough. I have worked with several lawyers and other folks that felt they needed to have authority in their voice, and they struggled to find that authority, which also is compromised with number one, is finding fatigue. And the third thing that I have experienced and heard is that sometimes the speaking voice is not very pleasant. And so that becomes a liability. Now, no one is going to tell you that your voice is annoying. But what I have heard many people do is when they try to make authority, they put it in their nose and they end up talking like this. I literally was at a restaurant a few months ago, very busy, and it was on the top of the pass in Washington State, and everybody was stopping there to get food. And this family was next to me, and the man's voice was very nasal, and it was very edgy like this. And having a voice like that is going to be a liability for you. Now, I have seen that people sense they need to have a voice with authority and they need to have a cut. So many people put it in the nose and they get this kind of, well, you heard it again. And that nobody wants to hear that, and it's very grating. So what we want to do is have a voice that has stamina, a sense of authority, and a pleasing tone. Now that's where voice training comes in. So even though typically I work with singers and I work with those issues, I've also spent time working with public speakers, lawyers, teachers, other people that need to use their voice all the time. Now, believe it or not, I always say singing and speaking are two sides of the same coin. There really isn't much difference, except for singing, we are doing different pitches and we are also holding out vowels, okay? So I've talked quite a lot about diction and vowels. That is not something that's important when we speak, because we speak quickly or we don't hold things out. But with speakers, what we need to do is also find the resonance for the voice. I've also worked with some women and people that, or even men, who feel like, I need to sound like James Earl Jones, and they tend to talk like this, blah, blah, blah. And that isn't effective either. It's kind of a fake tone. So when you're speaking as a public speaker in a leadership position or just teaching, we want to feel the same things that we do when we sing. So we need to be connected to the breath. So that's number one, is learning how to energize with that breath and using that breath to put the voice across. So that's going to help you with your stamina, and it's going to help you with the tone as well, as you learn how to use the breath so you basically are sailing on the energy of the breath when it's efficient. The other thing we need to work on is where the voice is pitched. So we want to be pitched in this part of the face, right? We don't want to be down here, and we don't want to be out here, and we definitely don't want to push it into the nose, because that is not a pleasing tone. And you don't want people to cringe behind your back because your voice is so edgy. We want to have everything feel relaxed. So just like singing, we want to have a breath energy and a relaxed face. It's partially learning where your voice naturally feels that middle voice. Now, I have plenty of other videos on finding your middle voice. That really applies to public speakers as well, because we want to feel that, yes, speaking right here in this zone, but not putting it in the nose, because that's going to make things edgy and irritable. So it's learning to create all of that. So that will give you the pleasant tone. We get the breath behind it, we get the pitch where it is, and then we have that relaxation which is not requiring an edgy sound that's going to come about. Yes, there is more to public speaking than that. We also want to enunciate, and we want to make sure that when we speak, we are not talking in a monotone like that math teacher that we all hated. However, the mechanics of the voice can be taught and can be trained, and everybody can have an efficient, relaxing tone based on their body build and face position. So if any of you are interested in taking lessons, I certainly work online. I can help you fix your voice so you have a pleasing tone that people will want to hear. All right, thanks for the likes, subscribes, and shares. I so appreciate it. And get a hold of me through my website if you are interested in consultations, and I would be happy to work with you to build your voice. All right, take care and have a great day.